So my name is Nick Skett and I'm on the CIPD level 5, but I was also on the CIPD level 3.
My name's Kate and I was on the CIPD level 5 course. So I am in a HR role currently and I wanted to progress quite quickly in HR, so I looked at courses sort of Hereford, Worcester, and Worcester really stood out for me. I obviously did look at the website and look at how the course was structured and if it would fit for my teaching style, so I really didn't want exams or anything like that, and then when there was no exams I was like, that's for me, I'll go for that. And then I had colleagues that had studied in Worcester and they really recommended the course, so I decided to come here.
A lot of providers of CIPD were online, which was this sort of learning where you would occasionally drop into a class, they would give you all the materials online, and then you would kind of go away and study in your own time. Now, for some people that works, but for me personally, I needed that dedicated time week on week. I needed those familiar faces. I needed tutors that I knew. I just needed that structure to learning that Heart of Worcestershire could give me. Our tutors know that we're full-time workers. We have jobs outside of this. Some of us have families. Some of us have side projects that are going on. And for tutors to understand that and honour that and respect that makes a massive difference in your learning. So, for example, if I had said to one of my tutors, work's been chaotic at the moment, we've been 2 members of staff down, we've got redundancy process going on, we've got an entire restructure going on. Tutors aren't there going, well, I'm terribly sorry, Nick, but you know, the deadline's the deadline. They work with you. They understand that, you know, life doesn't begin and finish at college. It's a very small but integral part of what's going on for the student.
I kind of went into it with an open mind, thinking, oh, they might be HR professionals, but actually they're not necessarily, but they've got lots of background, they've done lots of other stuff, but they keep their knowledge up to date. So, you know, it doesn't feel like they're not, you know, in HR or anything, because they know what they're talking about. So, yeah.
Yeah, so the course materials are always up to date. And like I was saying, that 50-50 learning of 50% is the theory and the other 50% is the life experience. So when you come into this classroom environment and you've got other professionals in the industry, we're all currently up to date with the news. We're all talking about it. And quite often you'll come into a lesson and before the lesson's even started, one of the tutors turned around and said, right, has everybody seen what's happened to BBC News this week? Has everybody seen what the new changes coming in? How do we feel about it? How are we navigating it? Has anybody else sort of started that process? And it gets that ball rolling, and it's not just a tick box exercise at this college. It's not just learning outcomes that we need to tick off one by one and demonstrate that we know this knowledge. It's gaining competency in our profession. It's being able to go into the workplace the next day and go, do you know what, I'm confident to talk about this. I'm confident to give ideas. I'm confident to tackle this, which it's made me feel more valued as a member of staff at my organisation. It's brought value to my organisation. I mean, my organisation paid for the level 3 CIPD. The moment I finished that, my manager was straight up going, so when are you going to do the 5? And I can imagine at the end of this year that she'll be doing the exact same thing of when are you going to go on to level 7, because they can see that value. They can see the return on their investment. So the tutor resources, I mean, I think because the classrooms are almost a little bit smaller or it's more personal, the amount of support that you get from tutors far exceeded what I was expecting. You know, I can drop an email to tutors of an evening or of a weekend and they're pretty there to support. Even outside of classroom time, you've got that constant one-to-one support, maybe that I just never really had before. The resources wise, things like the college portal, using Moodle, the fact that I can access learning resources outside of learning hours and kind of do my own self-study if for any reason that I missed a lesson. Like we were saying, that we have lives outside of college, so the fact that we can kind of we can manage our own learning at times if needs be. Say somebody had a child and their child had a school performance and they weren't able to attend college that Wednesday. That doesn't mean that they missed that lesson. It just means that they can go home and study in their own time when they've got that time available to them. And this sort of blending learning approach where if you can't make it in for a reason, Nona and all the tutors have got a Teams call set up where you can join remotely. And again, it just gives you that freedom that at this stage of my life or our lives as learners is really important and just gives you far more access to learning. It doesn't put you off continuing to learn. So like I said, I did the CIPD level 3. Really enjoyed it. It fitted in around my schedule. So why would I not go and do the level 5 now? And why would I not progress onto the level 7 when that eventually comes around?
Yeah, for definite. Yeah, it's a really good college, really sort of open, friendly. And like I say, the tutors on the CIPD are more, they know that we're all professionals, that we've all got a job as well as studying, and they take that into account. So it's quite flexible in their approach. So they understand that life happens around us, but with that makes you kind of want to succeed, I suppose, because you think they're just as invested as we are, if that makes sense.
100% do it. Got to do it. It's not just for your own personal development, but just prove to yourself that you can do it. You know, learning doesn't stop when you hit 19 or 20 or when you finish university. Learning is a lifetime gig. And I encourage it. People should constantly develop. And the thing with CIPD or working in HR or the people profession, it's constantly evolving. We've got the new Employers' Rights Bill coming out later on this year to early next year. It's going to change the landscape. So learning how to navigate that landscape is massively important in the industry. And it's, you know, it's another feather to your bow. It just adds more value to you as a professional. It boosts your confidence. It will advance your career and life exponentially if you continue to learn throughout your whole life.